A shocking twist in a high-profile case grabbing headlines in a tropical paradise.
Yet another American was arrested
for bringing ammunition to the Turks and Caicos.
Bryan Hagerich, an American citizen, and his wife learning he'll have to wait 4 more weeks to learn his fate for leaving ammunition in his checked luggage on a family vacation to Turks and Caicos.
That's another 4 weeks that, more milestone events, daughter's graduation, dance recitals, entire baseball seasons. We're still steadfast in my goal to return home.
How hard has this wait been?
Unbearable.
It's just overwhelming in every regard.
Bryan's future tied to the island nation's strict 2022 law, prohibiting unlicensed firearms and ammunition and carrying a mandatory 12-year prison sentence.
What is your message to the judge as she considers your sentence?
No, that I'm a man of character, integrity. I did not have intent in this. That there are ways that this can be dealt with without separating my family from for 12 years. And I really hope that that's considered.
Out on bail, but forced to stay on the main island, Bryan is now living in an Airbnb close to the local police station, where he's required to check in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
This is just unreal that we've met in such a strange way.
And Bryan also has a roommate, American Ryan Watson from Oklahoma, who, oddly enough, is facing the same nightmare.
It's every night before bed, we're here just praying, talking, talking about our kids, our families.
Making plans for when we get back home, too.
Yeah.
The pair even sharing the same legal counsel, each of them charged with leaving unlicensed ammunition inside their bags. And Bryan and Ryan aren't alone. Recently, 2 other Americans also facing the same serious charges. In a law that dates back as far as 2010, tourists and locals are prohibited from carrying firearms or ammunition. In the US, people can fly with unloaded firearms and ammunition in their checked luggage. Over the following years, Americans who were arrested for carrying ammo were briefly jailed, paid thousands of dollars in fines, and could come home. But in 2022, the island nation passed a stricter amendment to the law that now mandates the minimum 12-year prison sentence. ABC News reached out to the government of Turks and Caicos and so far has received no response. Turks and Caicos is an archipelago of 40 idyllic islands in the turquoise waters of the Atlantic Ocean, just a 2-hour flight from Miami. So it's no surprise that the vast majority of its visitors are from the US and Canada. A bright red alert on the local U.S. Embassy's website warns American tourists of the island's strict laws on firearms. We strongly encourage you to carefully check your luggage for stray ammunition or forgotten weapons. If you bring a firearm or ammunition into TCI, we will not be able to secure your release from custody. The State Department weighing in.
When citizens of other countries come to the United States, we expect them to abide by United States law, and we hold them accountable if they don't. And that is true for people traveling overseas. In the Turks and Caicos, firearms, ammunitions, or other weapons are prohibited.
But Bryan says he didn't realize he was traveling with ammunition.
Then came the moment where they pulled out the ammunition. And as I looked at it, I recognized it from home. This was hunting ammunition that I had purchased at home.
Ashley, his wife, was in disbelief, their 2 kids crying.
I remember pleading, can't we just give this to you? Can't we just pay a fine? It was an honest mistake. And it was a firm no.
Ashley and the children were free to fly home. Bryan spent the next 8 nights in a local jail.
Those were the absolute darkest days and nights of my life.
Ryan Watson, now Bryan's roommate, was arrested on April 12th with his wife Valerie while they departed Providenciales Airport. Found inside one of their bags, 4 bullets inside a small plastic bag.
I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. You can just go ahead and dispose of those. I don't need them. I didn't even know they were in there. And they were like, no, you got to stick around.
Ryan asked to call his parents, who were watching the couple's 7 and 9-year-old children at home.
I said, I need to let them know that we're going to be late. At that time, the officer said, no, you don't understand. You guys are both going to prison for 12 years. And that's when my wife, she broke down. And then when I heard her break down, I lost it as well.
Police eventually released Valerie, who then flew home, but Ryan remains out on bail in Turks.
I stand behind Turks and Caicos and what they're trying to accomplish to, get out in front of their gun violence that they're experiencing on the island. I don't feel like putting me or Bryan in prison makes this island any safer. We both just made a mistake.
As both men wait to learn their legal fates, they're holding on to hope. A judge may choose to impose a more lenient sentence if there are, quote, exceptional circumstances.
I'm a good person. We love this island, we love the people, we love the culture, everything about it. One honest mistake, to please don't let that define me for the next 12 years.
If and when you do get to go home, what are you going to do first?
Hug my kids. Yeah, that's all I want to do. Nothing else.